Howdy, gang, and welcome to yet another edition of Dick's Picks, the films that Dick Randall produced. Hey, Blissful, and I'm more awake than I was. I mean, the movies weren't boring or anything. I just got really sleepy earlier. It's a wonder I didn't just go completely out and be really super late for this show. You like the commercial? Yeah, I'm proud of the. If you're talking about the one for the candles, I really like that one too. I was kind of hoping it would encourage people to buy the candles, but it hasn't. It hasn't so far. But maybe the $30 price tag is like they look at that and it's like, ouch. Um, so anyway, the movies weren't like super boring or anything like that. This extreme tiredness came over me. I think I've been staying up way too late the last couple of nights. I'm really gonna have to try to get to bed earlier tonight. I've been, playing around and creating and doing all this stuff. Um, for anybody that saw my new segment, that really doesn't fit in with horror films or exploitation films or any of the stuff that I normally do. It was more personal. But the Angels Without Wings segment, um, I've been on a creative kick, Blissful. Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy about that and excited about what's on the horizon. And I haven't been, um, what world is that? Okay. I thought I seen something pop up on my phone and I was like, what in the heck? But but yeah, I haven't been this way in a long time. So it feels good to get back to the creative juices are flowing once again. Um and so if you haven't checked out um Angels Without Wings, I encourage you to. I talk about a friend, a real good friend, Dave Taylor, that I lost to cancer. Uh, what was it, 2, 3 years ago? So if that's not something that you think you can handle or you want to watch, is somebody talking about somebody they've lost. I totally understand that, but it was a way for me to get feelings out. I did not cry on camera or anything, but I did get my voice did get a little wavery, a little shaky there at some points. Um, but what do we got coming up? So we've got some cannon fodder coming up tomorrow night. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it at 8 o'clock. I was going to do this one at 8 o'clock, but life got away from me. I had to fry Steve up some hamburgers and fix him some French fries, and I've still got to clean up my kitchen because I had to go straight from fixing dinner, and me eating, and Steve eating, and to watching those movies, so I would have those finished up in time. And I didn't get to make my 8 o'clock time slot. So hopefully next week I'll be able to get back on track with starting things at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But hopefully I can do the cannon fodder tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm going to be talking about incoming freshmen, which is one of those late 70s, almost into the 80s sex comedies. I've never seen this one, so this will be all new for me. And the second film I'm going to be talking about is Savage Weekend, which I have seen, but I haven't seen it for a while. It's a horror film, and I actually have it on Blu-ray. Steve had to get me a copy of Incoming Freshman because I couldn't find it anywhere to watch for free. So we got that coming up. The voting is still going on for the watch alongs for the weekend of February 22nd and 23rd. That would be a Saturday and a Sunday. Voting ends for the choices for those watch along dates next Monday, the 17th of February at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be locking down the polls and picking a winner for each one of those days. So if you haven't gotten your votes in yet and you want to have a say so on what movies I'm going to be doing watch alongs for next, got to get on the stick, because Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, the polls will be locked down. I'm also going to be doing a movie munchies coming up really soon. The Sunday, I should be dropping that the Sunday after Valentine's Day. And I'm going to be making gory, bleeding heart cakes. And they look very realistic and they sound really yummy because they're like chocolate cakes. And I'm like, yeah, me and chocolate, we go kind of hand in hand, right? So all of that's coming up. I'm really, I'm really excited. I've been trying to do some promo stuff for work. I don't want to give too much away because, the powers that be might not want me to do that at this point. But let's just say I'm trying to do some brand marketing for our help desk team at work. And I'll just, I'll leave it at that. And, it may go on to bigger and better things. It may not, but I'm in there trying. So I don't think that I've forgotten to mention anything. So let's go ahead and get to these movies, shall we? So the first one is called It's Epic. Lizzle's on a roll. She's making me feel good tonight. So the first one, like I said, is called Primitive Love. We're still in these 60s films, but I think we moved out of the nudie cutie era, and now we're into kind of these madcap slapstick humor, or comedy, or whatever you want to call them. And I hate to say this about Jane Mansfield, because I mean, I have respect for the woman, but she must have been on hard times or was hard up for money or something, because what in the hell was she doing working with Dick Randall and gang on these like crazy films? And some people might disagree with me. Jane Mansfield is not ugly by any stretch of the imagination. She's an attractive woman. But I always, I had seen like pictures of Jane Mansfield and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever actually seen her in movies. So this was like the first time, and it was this low budget, kind of schlocky slapstick comedy routine. But I told Steve, I said, she's got a body on her. I mean, it's not like she got naked, but she was wearing some skimpy, clothes. And then you could see her shadow, her form behind, not a wall, but it almost looked like a sheet or something. I mean, they treated her with respect, I felt like. So she is a doctor, but not like a medical doctor. She's kind of like one of those doctors that are also professors at college. So this is Dr. Jane Mansfield. They call her Jane in the movie. So, but I don't think they called her Dr. Mansfield. They maybe did. If they did, I didn't catch it. So she's in Italy, and this was an Italy co-production as well. And she's supposed to be showing another professor a documentary about mating customs. And like the bulk of the film is this documentary about the mating customs from around the world. And the I just love the two bellhops. They were just so crazy. So she comes to Italy. She's staying in this hotel, and these bellhops are following her around. And one of the guys is just like, I don't know how he did it. I don't know if it was a hairpiece or he could actually do that with his hair, but like his hair was moving back and forth on his head. And it was like, that's one of the weirdest, but most awesome things I've ever seen in my life. And he would, most of the time through the movie, he was going like that, and he was just making the weirdest faces. And y'all are probably gonna laugh with me trying to explain how this guy looked, but you just have to see this movie to actually see the expressions on his face. The other guy's funny too, but he's not as funny as the guy making all the faces. And their boss is always coming around yelling at them and getting to work, you idiots. That's all basically he says to them. So you've got all this funny, like I said, madcap stuff going on where these two bellhops are basically lusting after Jane Mansfield, and they're trying to, catch her naked every time they can get a chance, or in the skimpy clothes. She's in bathing suits at some points in time. She's in bra and panties with a kind of sheer robe on, and I ain't gonna lie, even from a woman's perspective, she looks good. But what I didn't like about the movie, I guess I talked about the things that I liked about it, which was that offbeat, crazy comedy. I really enjoyed. I found myself laughing several times throughout the film. Mostly, that was attributed to the bellhops. To me, they were the best thing about the movie, just because they were so crazy. Um, so this old professor comes, and the bulk of the movie, like I said, is this documentary that Jane Mansfield's character has made, talking about the mating rituals around the world. Now, I must tell you that I'm pretty sure they were really killing a chicken and they were really killing a poor pig. And I was like, I had to cover my eyes because I don't, you know, that had to be real. And you could hear that poor pig squealing. So I wanted to warn you about that. In one of the parts of this documentary, I guess a couple was getting married and they were sacrificing a pig and a chicken. And I guess to give good luck to the couple that was getting married. I don't know for sure. Um, but yeah, I did not want to see them killing that pig. So I thought that I didn't want to see them killing the chicken either, but the pig was worse. So just wanted to warn you about that because I know there are a lot of animal lovers out there. I'm one of them, and that's why I had to cover my eyes or turn away because I couldn't watch it. So evidently, at the end of this documentary, she's playing for the professor. He disappears at some point, and he comes out of the wardrobe near the end of it, and he's like like that, and he's chasing after Jane Mansfield. So not only did she have the bellhops trying to get after her all the time, but the professor, something about this documentary affected him and turned him into some kind of, he looked like a crazed lunatic, is what he looked like. But I had fun with this one. I just, I just wish the majority of the film, like the whole centerpiece of the film, was not this documentary. I think they could have probably gotten away with like just showing pieces of it. I would have preferred to see more of the bellhops doing crazy stuff and things like that. But overall, a fun film. It's not something to be taken seriously, I'm sure. It's only about an hour and 16 minutes long. It was the shorter of the two films that I watched tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a rating. I'm going to give it between a 3 deadites out of 5 and a 3.5 deadites out of 5. Because it wasn't, exceptional, but it wasn't super bad either. So that is Primitive Love. And the next one, and I didn't even know this. In fact, it has a bunch of country music people, but Mel Tillis is on this next film called CottonPickin Chicken Pickers. Yes, you heard me. That's what the name of this movie is. No, I don't want to rate that movie right now. So, well, I don't know what happened there. Well, all right. Somehow I got out of the Dick Randall stuff. I don't know what happened. I don't want to do that. Oh, sorry, gang. I'm not wanting to sign in. I'm just wanting to search for Dick Randall again. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I just like to have the movies up here so I can, glance down. Uh, if there's anything that I may have forgotten or something like that. So, pardon me while I do this. Sorry, guys and gals. Ought have known that was going to happen. And people will get on here and they'll be like, "What in the heck? What is she doing?" Um, so, um, Primitive Love was from 1964. Cotton Pickin' Chicken Pickers is from 67. So this one looked the best out of any of the films that I've seen. Yeah, no, I agree, Bliss. What is a title? Um, so let's take a look first of all at all the people that are in this, because I would have to look at the list of names. So we have Dale Reeves in this, Sonny Tufts, Robert Barron, Jack Morey, Tommy Noonan, Maxie Rosenblum. Some of these people you might not know. Some of you, I'm not trying to be offensive, but some of you that are a little older might know these. Lila Lee, Greta Thyssen, Mel Tillis is in here as Hound Dog Berrigan. Um, yeah, there's a lot of people that, like I said, if you are a little bit older, then you will recognize them as country music people. But Mel Tillis was the big one that stuck out in my mind because Mel Tillis is a name that I've heard quite often. So you got Two Broke Drifters, and I think they're in trouble with the law, and so they want to head out to California and they want to get the hell out of Dodge as quick as they can. So they hop a freight train to Florida. And once they get to Florida, that's when all this comedic stuff happens. Again, this is pretty much one of those madcap slapstick type of films where it's just so over the top, crazy. The adventures of the sorry, guys. I still think this cough that I have every once in a while, I just get this really bad tickling in my throat. And I think it's a leftover of COVID. So I apologize here. Hopefully I can get through talking about this movie. But what I liked about it is just it's that zany, over the top, madcap, slapstick kind of stuff where you just have such over the top characters. It was almost to me, for those of you that used to watch Hee Haw, and I'm sure Blissful knows what Hee Haw is. I'm sure many of you do. It to me, it was like a between Hee Haw and Dukes of Hazard on crack, and I kid you not. Um, and I saw shades of Hee Haw and the humor that was in the Hee Haw show that I remember growing up with, and also shades of Dukes of Hazard, which I also grew up with as a kid. So yeah, I think you would really, really like it, Blissel. Really, really, really would. Um, and I wasn't sure if I could find it for free to watch. Now, both of these may be on YouTube. I just ran out of time and didn't have time to look for them. So I'm not saying that they're not out there in a for free version. Um, so I just said, Steve, can you find these for me? And he was able to find both of them. And he's already some of the ones I started out with at first. Steve's already asked me, he said, can I delete those off my hard drive? And I said, yeah, those nudie cuties and stuff like that. I don't, although I didn't hate those, I don't really envision myself going back and watching those again. But Cotton Pickin' Chicken Pickers, I definitely could see myself going back and watching it, but I probably won't ask him to leave it on his hard drive taking up space though. But I'm going to give a rating for this one, and I had so much fun with this one that I'm not going to give it the top of the line rating, but I am going to give it 4 deadites out of 5 because like I said, I had so much fun with it. There was so much zany stuff going on, and I was trying to fight sleep again, not because this film was boring, but because I just got extremely tired. I was like, I don't want to miss this stuff because every time I would start to nod off, something crazy would happen. I'd be like, no, 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 no. I got to watch this. So I could recommend both of these films. But if I was stuck on a deserted island and I could only watch one of these movies, it would be Cotton Pickin' Chicken Pickers. Not the least of all, it's got a cool title. That's just so funny. But I've been on here almost 30 minutes, and I'm afraid that I'm going to start coughing and stuff. It could be allergies too. I'm not really sure. But I want to thank everybody, Blissful, and anybody that was watching. I've seen a few people pop in and out. Anybody that was watching along as I talked about these 2 movies. Yeah, it would make a cool shirt, Blissful. Yeah, Cotton Pickin' Chicken Pickers. They even call the 2 main guys, the drifters, they call them chicken pickers. And I guess that, that's where the title came from. When they get down to Florida and they're being chased by the sheriff and all these other people. And here's something else. Remember when I said there's a lot of country music people? Well, there's a lot of songs in this one. So it's kind of part musical as well. So if you like country music, if you like old school country music, then you will probably enjoy that. So, I guess that is it from me, but be sure to tune in for Cannon Fodder tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about a couple more Canon released films, part of the Golden Globus era of Canon films, because, like I always say, that I think that was the most popular time period for Canon, was the Golden Globus era. You have a beautiful night too, Blissful. And for those people that watch this on the replay that didn't get to watch it live, thank you. Thank you to everybody that watches my stuff and supports the channel. And like I say, support doesn't have to be financial. It does not. There are many ways you can support me. And just being in here or just watching these things on the replay is support as well. And I appreciate it all. Probably won't be doing anything Thursday night, but Friday, hopefully me and Candace will be able to finish up. Friday is Valentine's Day too, by the way. Me and Candace will be finishing up, hopefully, our David Lynch 2-part special, this being the second part. But you're going to get a double dose of me. There's going to be a My Bloody Valentine, the original My Bloody Valentine, the Canadian slasher from 1981, I believe, directed by George Mahauka. So I'm going to be doing a watch along for that at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a little later than I usually do my watch alongs, but I'm doing that because there might be people going out, couples going out for a Valentine's dinner late, but I was thinking, well, maybe all the Valentine's Day festivities will be over with by 9 p.m. Some people might say, are you kidding me, Nina? But, so anyway, got all that coming up in addition to a brand new movie munchies. And also be on the lookout for my weekly Soup and Jallo short to drop at some point on Sunday. But that is all for me. I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday night, folks. And I'll see everybody next time.